Hello and welcome. I'm Carol DeChaine. I'm a life coach that's certified in life and business coaching, and I'm also a Marconic multidimensional energy practitioner and teacher and intuitive. And today I'm going to talk about something a little different. Last month was the summer of love, and so this month I'm going to talk about online dating. Just because if you have the right person in your life with that love and that support, it does make your life so much better, so much more joy filled. So, because of that, today I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of online dating. So, just deciding first off, have you ever done online dating? Some are free, some are not free, some are quite expensive. Some you can get in without any problems at all, and other ones you have to wait for. I had one I waited for forever and totally not worth it. So any of them may work for you. You just don't know it's the right timing. It's the universe lining up with the right person there. So, how do you feel about online dating? And what are the pros and cons for you? And is it really the right thing or not? Well, I'm going to get right into the pros and cons. So, pros, smorgasbord of people out there. Doesn't mean they're the ones you want, but there's a lot of people out there to look through if you're on the right website. Is it something that appeals to you? Or are you out there in the world with maybe different hobbies, meeting people now, so you don't really need it? That's a pro. Do you need it or not? Is that a really good connection for you because there's so much choice out there? Another pro is that a lot of what they say you can read in advance. You'll look at their profile, their pictures, assuming everybody's telling the truth, which they don't, but getting there later, that's a con. So if you look at the pictures, you look at the profile, you'll know if they really care about it, because they will have put some effort into their biography. Their bio will be a little more complete. Some say nothing, so they take zero work. Some take no pictures. So when you look at it for pro, you're going to look at it going, wow, I've got pictures. I know if I'm attracted to them to a certain extent already. I've got their bio saying what they're interested in, what they're not, what they're looking for. Some of them tell you if the person drinks or not, if the person does pot, if they do, if they're looking for a serious relationship or not. They tell you more what they're looking for. So you can kind of match it up. If you're just looking for somebody for fun to get out there and do things, it might be a different kind of either website or it might be a different something different in the way you enter your bio. If you want just someone to travel with, but you don't really want somebody that you have sex with, you just want a travel buddy, then that's something else you can put out there. You have lots and lots of choices. And the other good thing about it is that there are lots of different websites. You can do a lot of research in advance. What are you looking for? Do you want somebody more spiritual? There's a lot of spiritual ones out there. There are Christian dating websites. There are Jewish dating websites. There are all sorts of them out there in the religious vein that you can look for. There are also some that are for age groups, for the youth, for the seniors, for everybody in the middle. There are some that have to do with whether you have a college degree or not. There's all different types of these things. So make sure that you look into the different options because Google is our friend. See what's out there. Ask friends who you don't feel embarrassed asking if this embarrasses you, who maybe have done it before, what they recommend, why they like one versus another. You'll find that things like eHarmony has a lot of questions before you even can get set up. And then they check you against the other people before they give you this connection that you'll have, 3 to 5 people every day, unless they changed it. I haven't done it for a while. So some of them have no onboarding other than just here you are. What are you looking for? And there's no real questions connected. There's not a lot there. So look into it and see what works for you, which one feels right. Because you're going to find that you don't just want to do one. Another thing that's a positive is that there's a lot of them out there. You can have a lot of matches. You can take as much time as you want looking for someone. It's like people, dating shopping. You can go out and figure out who really connects with you. The con part is that not all of them will connect back with you, so they may not respond. And also, you need to look because some like Match.com, they keep their people on there forever. The bios never go down unless the person specifically asks for it to go down. So they may not have been on the website for 10 years and they'll never respond. They may or may not even have their notifications turned on. And that's a good pro too. You can make sure you turn on your notifications so you know when someone connects with you. Another good thing is that you're putting your best foot forward. You can choose the pictures you want out there. You can choose how you write your bio. You can get professional help with either one. And that way you can look the best. You can sound the best. You can say exactly what you want. And you don't have to try and fall all over yourself trying to explain when you first meet somebody in person and you've never met them before. You've never read anything about them before. It's a nice chance to, if you're a little shyer, especially, to get that information out exactly the way you want. Write it up 20 times you have to. Rearrange, redraft, do it on your computer, and then insert the one you want. Sometimes they don't have as many words, so you have to watch how much of it. You may have to have 2 or 3 different ones with different lengths of your bios. But you can say whatever you want, and so you can put your foot forward. And then if you find that you're attracting the wrong people to you, either the pictures aren't going to be quite right or the bio won't be quite right. So you can then adjust them. And that's a great pro that you can go, oh, let me take that picture out. People are saying I'm hot or I'm sexy, and that's not necessarily, it feels me feeling uncomfortable. So let me take out that one picture. They all adjust it. I have another one that's similar, but it's not exactly the same. See what happens. Now, it's great to feel sexy. It's great to look sexy if that's what you want to attract to someone. But if you're a little uncomfortable because it's the first thing they say to you, it's like, oh, well, thanks, but that's not the only thing I wanted you to say about me. Lovely, wonderful, beautiful, whatever is fine. But maybe that's a word they use that makes you uncomfortable. You have the chance to adjust the pictures you have if you don't like what you hear back. So you have that feedback right away from people. There's a lot of pros about it. The cons, of course, are that there are people out there that are not there for the right reasons. They're not there for the reasons that you would be there for if you're actually looking for a partner. So what do? There are just paying attention is the best thing. Realize that there are people out there that do the scams, the phishing, and be aware how it feels. Stay tuned to your heart. Know when somebody feels right or not. And then just honestly be aware that even if they feel right, they may not be. Look at what they say, how soon they want to get connected. It's better to ask for a video date after the first call or a couple of texts because that way you can talk on the phone. You can see the person. You can see their background, what they act, even if they have a virtual background, but what they act like. If they say they're a certain way and they look totally different. I did have someone who had taken a fairly well-known person in my city and used their professional shot as his main cover picture. And I thought, oh, I know this guy. He's on this date. Oh, I should read about him. Maybe I'll hook in with him. And I read it and I thought, oh yeah, so I swipe right. Swipe right, swipe left. With some, it's just like, not like. And it turns out when I looked at it closer and we were starting to connect, that this was not that person. Because I looked at the other pictures and went, oh, look, they don't match up. The pictures aren't the same person. And the person lived in the wrong city and the interests were totally wrong. So I went, this is not that person. And I ended up reporting him as being fake and actually telling the person, because I was connected enough with him where I could contact him and say, by the way, there's somebody on this website that you should know it's not you because I can tell it's not you. They live in a different city. And he said, oh my God, thank you for reporting them. So I'm assuming it got taken down. But I've also had some that want immediately an email. They want the email address and your phone number. And don't give them your phone number unless you really feel comfortable. That's kind of the con of doing it. You have to really feel into it what you're comfortable with. Some people don't care because they figure they'll just block the phone number if it doesn't work later. And that's fine. But if you get an email out to somebody and they tell you all about their life and it goes on for days, it's usually a cut and paste because it's the first connection and they've cut and pasted this whole set of information to you. So read it and see if it's a heart-rending, this is my story of my life. It's really so difficult. I was widowed or widower or whatever. My spouse died and it's been really difficult and I need my new person. And you're reading it and you're going, hmm. Sometimes I don't respond to people that give me a huge page and a half worth of story. And other times, first when I started doing it, I did just, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that you've had such a difficult time. And then I'd say some about me, not a ton, but a little bit about me, because he told me his whole life story. And then he'd come back saying something about, oh, my child would love to have a mother like you. Oh, I can't wait to meet you. We could live here. And we were all of a sudden, we were going to be together. And I think that one was also a cut and paste rewritten because those people are obviously not real, more than likely. They might be, but feels uncomfortable. So I figured it wasn't. And you have to really pay attention and make sure you're smart. So a con could be also, of course, that you don't know who you're meeting if you decide to meet in person. Really good nowadays to do a Zoom call, a FaceTime, whatever it takes in order to actually talk to someone in person so that you have that, at least you know what they look like for real. You know, this is, oh, that's the picture. Who's this bald person? Who's this person with a different color hair than who I saw? Who is this person who's 20 years older or who's 16 years old? And I did ask the person who had a different face. I said, so how are you planning on meeting somebody in person if you have a different face from the one you were putting out there? And he gave me some very random, odd thing that he said that was sort of off the cuff. And I just thought that's so bizarre. Obviously, they're not looking for what you're looking for. So be careful. And that's the same with anything you do. Never, ever, ever give money, no matter what the sob story is, at a dating website or anywhere else. They don't have your grandchild hostage. You're not in jail more than likely. They're not, you're not, no matter what their sob story is, it's not on you who doesn't even know them. Even if you think you've talked to them 20 times on the phone, do not give them money. Period. Do not, unless you have millions of dollars, do not give them any money. Because if they care about you and they are real, they probably won't ask for the money. And if they do say something and you say, I'm so sorry, I can't do that, they're not going to push you and be nasty about it. So just be careful. And when you go to meet somebody the first time in person, another thing to be careful about, of course, is to text someone that you know to let them know where you're headed. If you're going to a totally during the day, lots of people around, it's not as big of a deal as if you're going somewhere that's in the evening or maybe not quite so out in the open. So just be careful. Like I said, it's something that online dating has so many people that have gotten married because of it. They've found the love of their life. They found people that they've always dreamed of, and there they are suddenly. Someplace maybe that they never would have met them otherwise. And some people that are right around the corner and they find each other on dating website. If this is for you, it'll feel right. You'll have a lot of really good reasons to do it. So by all means, listen to some of the ones that are coming up after this particular YouTube video so that you'll have a chance to hear some other really, hopefully good ideas that will help you prepare yourself for this online dating experience. And if you find that it's not right for you, by all means, look at why. Sometimes we just go like, nah, it just doesn't feel right. And it doesn't have any real energy behind it. It doesn't have that, oh, no, I shouldn't do it. Because if your response when someone says, hey, have you been online dating? You go, no, there's some fear attached to it. So look at the fear. Why is it there? Because that's the gift. Learn from it. You want to be able to decide whether it's, yes, I want it, or I don't want it, or if it's just a nah. The yes and the no, rather than the are the ones that you want to pay attention to. Because the no is, especially if it has energy behind it, like a punch it to you or a fear pulling back, that's when you learn your lessons. That's when you learn why. Because that also might be what's holding you back when it comes to finding someone. I'm champion excuse maker. I know when I go, oh no, I can't because. I've gotten a lot better, but there's still a few times I do that every once in a while. Pay attention. When you have excuses for not doing something, if then there's going to be something you can learn from that. Right now, I don't have time to do it. I have other things I'm more interested in, but I know exactly the window of opportunity I'm going to be having where I'm going to try it again because it's something that feels like this could be the way I'm supposed to meet someone. Look at your life and see where you fit in because one of the cons could be it takes too much time. It does take time to find someone. Sometimes you can get lucky, maybe first try. I don't know too many people like that, but every once in a while, with the right profile written and the right pictures, you might just happen to be there at the perfect time and the universe goes, there you are. All you had to do was get online. Been telling you. One try, first person you meet sometimes. Other times, years go by and you find somebody somewhere else and online never worked for you. It's an opportunity, it's a choice, and just one option. Like any tool is for having an experience, you choose online dating instead of trying to have friends and family introduce you or maybe meeting someone out there in the world, especially since most people don't do bars anymore. Whatever works for you, whatever feels right, or if it's scary, look into that too. Thank you for joining me here today. If you like what you hear, of course, subscribe. Click on the bell notification so you know the next time that a video comes out. Next week, I will have one on information on choosing profile pictures and also on how kind of bio to write so that it can feel like maybe you can connect. It depends on who you're looking for, the kind of bio that you'll be writing. Again, I'm a life coach. I'm certified if you need issues, we all have issues. If you need help with issues and you'd like to talk to me, my email address is below as well as my website. So you can check me out and see if you like the energy that you feel. And we can talk on the phone for a free 30-minute consultation as well. Or if you'd like intuitive readings or have an interest in Marconic multidimensional ascension energy. Until next week, be well and know that you are already enough to have that joyful, limitless life that you desire.